Where Are the Wolves by Rebecca Motil. The Big Bad Wolf. "All the better to eat you with," said the wolf, and his sharp teeth glistened. Red Riding Hood became frightened. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," said the first little pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the wolf. He huffed and he puffed and he blew the little pig's house down. "Now I'm going to eat you up," said the wolf. "Peter, you must never go into the woods," said his mother. "The wolf will surely get you if you do. You must stay inside our gate." The wolf put on the skin of a sheep. It covered him so well that the wolf looked like a sheep if you didn't look too closely. He walked into the middle of the flock. The sheep were in great danger. These story parts probably sound familiar to you. In these stories, wolves are the bad guys. They have a bad reputation. Are wolves really bad? As you read, you may wonder why storytellers made wolves the villains in their stories. Part 1. Wolf Behavior. There are two kinds or species of wolf, the gray wolf and the red wolf. Wolves are members of the dog family. In fact, wolves are the ancestors of all dogs. Hard to believe? Read on. Wolves are social animals. That means they live in groups. A group of wolves that live together is called a pack. Gray wolves live in packs of 2 to 15 animals. The wolves in a pack are usually related to each other. The leader of the pack is usually the strongest male. Scientists call the leader the alpha male. The alpha male has dominance over the entire pack. He can go anywhere he wants and take anything he wants. The alpha male decides when and where the pack will hunt. He is also the first to defend the pack against attacks. The alpha female is the most important female in the pack. She is dominant over the other females. She may also be dominant over some of the males. Wolves, such as these gray wolves, live in packs. Each wolf pack claims its own territory for hunting. Wolves mark trees or rocks on their trails with urine, just as pet dogs do. The scent tells other wolf packs to stay away. They also mark their territory by scratching in the dirt or rubbing against trees. This tells wolves that they are in another pack's territory. A wolf pack's territory may cover about 200 square miles. The pack travels throughout its territory. If there is enough food, the pack will hunt in the same territory for many years. A wolf pack usually hunts at night. Their prey includes small animals and big animals. They hunt mice, squirrels, rabbits, moose, caribou, and deer. They sometimes eat berries, fish, or insects. The pack works together on a hunt. First, they test their prey. If the animal stands and fights, the pack will sometimes give up and seek an easier meal. But if the prey seems weak in any way, the pack will attack and chase it down. Only the dominant male and female in each pack have pups. Wolf pairs mate for life. The den is underground. It is usually on high ground but near water. There may be several entrances. Wolf pups are born in late spring from April to June. A litter usually has 6 to 7 pups. All the members of the pack help to care for the young. At first, the pups drink only their mother's milk. Soon they begin eating pieces of meat brought home by the pack. By late summer, when they are about 6 months old, the wolf pups begin hunting with the adults. When they are 1 or 2 years old, the young wolves often leave the pack to find a mate and form a new pack. Sometimes they join another group. Some may become dominant in their new group. Wolves live to be from 10 to 18 years old. Have you ever heard a wolf howl? It can be a sad and lonely sound. Wolves don't howl because they are sad. Wolves howl to keep the pack together. In the early evening, some of the pack start to bark. After a few barks, they begin to howl. After a few minutes, the howling dies away, often ending with a few more barks. Then the pack goes off together to hunt. During the hunt, if a wolf gets separated from the pack, it gives a short, high, lonesome howl. When another wolf answers, the wolf may switch to another deeper howl. The howling seems to mean, "Here I am. Where are you?" Part 2. Wolves, Gray and Red. The gray wolf is a powerful animal with a broad head and strong legs. It is one of the largest members of the dog family. A male wolf may be as long as 6.5 including its bushy tail. One may weigh anywhere from 44 to 175 pounds. A female gray wolf is slightly smaller than the male. The fur of the gray wolf is thick to keep it warm in northern climates. The fur may be gray, but some gray wolves are actually brown, reddish, whitish, or even black, depending on location. Within the gray wolf species, there are subspecies. One subspecies is the Arctic wolf that lives in northern Canada. It hunts the caribou that live on vast treeless plains called the tundra. Arctic wolves are well adapted to this cold, snowy land. For much of the year, the tundra is covered with snow. Arctic wolves are well adapted to this cold, snowy land. Their fur is white, so it blends in with the snow, hiding them from both their prey and their enemies. When a snowstorm sweeps across the tundra, the wolves curl up and let the snow cover them. The snow acts as a blanket, keeping them warm until the storm has passed. Then the wolves explode out of their snowy mounds, giving off long howls that mean they're ready to hunt. The red wolf is smaller than the gray wolf. It grows to about 5 feet long and weighs between 40 and 80 pounds. Its fur may be tawny, reddish, or black. The red wolf is found mainly in the southern United States. Unlike the gray wolf, the red wolf does not always travel in large packs. Instead, red wolves form pairs of one male and one female, with sometimes an extra male. The wolf pairs may join together to form temporary packs. A red wolf's prey tends to be smaller animals, such as rabbits, raccoons, mice, and birds. Occasionally, the wolves hunt together to catch a deer. The red wolf looks a lot like a coyote. In fact, in some parts of North America, coyotes are called brush wolves. Some red wolves have even mated with coyotes. However, coyotes are not wolves. Coyotes are smaller than wolves. They differ in appearance and have different habits. For example, when coyote pups grow up, they leave their parents. They do not live in organized packs as wolves do. Look at the picture of the wolf and the coyote on this page. Can you tell the difference? It says red wolf, coyote. The coyote has larger ears and a shorter muzzle than a wolf. The muzzle is the front part of his face. Part 3, wolves making a comeback. At one time, wolves were found throughout North America, Europe, and Asia. People believed that wolves were dangerous to humans, livestock, and pets. Wolves also hunted the same animals that people wanted to hunt. For whatever reason, people killed wolves nearly to extinction. Now wolves are found mostly in the northern parts of these 3 continents. In North America, most gray wolves live in Alaska and Canada. Others live in Minnesota and other northern states. The state of Minnesota now has about 2,000 gray wolves. There are also some in Michigan and Wisconsin. The red wolf lives further south in North Carolina. The shy animal is very rarely seen. There are fewer than 100 red wolves left in the United States. That's really sad. Most wolves are found in the northern parts of Europe, Asia, and North America. In the United States, 2 programs have increased the numbers of both red and gray wolves. In 1973, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, USFWS, removed the last few red wolves from the wild. The scientists at the USFWS did this to save the red wolf from extinction. The USFWS cared for the wolves for 14 years. The animals bred and increased in number. Then in 1987, the scientists released some of the wolves into the Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge in North Carolina. There, the red wolves can roam over 1 million acres of private and government land. There are now about 80 red wolves in northeastern North Carolina. Other red wolves live at the North Carolina Zoological Park. The zoo provides housing and care for the wolves. The wolves are kept in a wooded area away from people. This is important so that when the wolves are released into the wild, they won't look to people for food or companionship. The zoo exhibits a few of the red wolves. For most people, these are the only red wolves they will ever see. The zookeepers teach visitors about red wolves and also join in wolf research projects. The more that we know about red wolves, the better. We can help them come back from near extinction. The North Carolina Zoological Society participates in red wolf research and breeding. Another important program is at Yellowstone National Park and nearby areas. Yellowstone is in northwestern Wyoming. The park also extends into Montana and Idaho. On more than 2.2 million acres, Yellowstone is one of the largest wildlife sanctuaries in the United States. A sanctuary is a place where animals can live safely without being hunted by people. In 1995 and 1996, 66 gray wolves were trapped in Canada and released in the Yellowstone and a wilderness area in Idaho. By 2000, there were about 165 wolves in that area. Scientists hope the wolves will restore the balance of prey and predator in Yellowstone. When the wolves disappeared, the herds of elk, moose, deer, and bison grew too large. The large herds ate the leaves and bark of willow and aspen trees. They ate too much of the grass and plants that other animals depend on. There were fewer trees. When there are few wolves, herds of animals such as elk grow too big. The hungry elk damage willow trees, aspen trees, and other plants. Not everyone is happy about the reintroduction of wolves in a Yellowstone park. Many ranchers who live around Yellowstone fought against bringing back the wolf. They feared that the wolves would leave the park to eat their sheep and cows. The ranchers' fears were somewhat correct. There have been some cases of wolves eating livestock on nearby ranches. To help the ranchers, the Defenders of Wildlife set up a fund to pay them for losses due to wolf attacks. Since 1995, the fund has paid ranchers more than $20,000. Now ranchers are less likely to shoot any wolves that leave the park. People have long feared wolves. However, there have only been 3 attacks of wolves on humans in North America. None of these attacks were fatal. As people understand more about wolves, the old myths and fears are dying. Though, through observation, scientists have come to understand that wolves, like other predators, are an important part of nature. They help keep the natural world of prey and predator in balance. Like all creatures, wolves deserve to live their lives undisturbed. It's up to people to see what they do. It's up to people to see that they do. The end.